I call this Board of Education special reorganization meeting to order on Monday, April 27th. This meeting has been properly noticed, and I will call the roll. Carlin?
Here.
Evans?
Here.
Garner? Herzog?
Here.
Olmsted?
Here.
Peschel?
Here.
Szilagyi?
Here.
We have a quorum. So the first thing we need to decide, or the board needs to decide, is if you want to vote by roll call or by ballot. Last year, the board members agreed that voting would be by roll call unless there were 2 or more nominations, in which case then ballots were used.
Agreed. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to do again.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Sounds good.
All right. So then nominations are now in order for the office of President of the Board of Education.
I nominate Barb Herzog.
Barb Herzog has been nominated for president. Are there other nominations for the office of president? Are there other nominations? If not, I will declare the nominations closed and I will call the roll. Carlin?
Aye.
Evans?
Aye.
Garner?
Aye.
Herzog?
Present.
Olmsted?
Aye.
Peschel?
Aye.
Szilagyi?
Aye.
And motion carried. Congratulations, Dr. Herzog.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am so honored to be part of this board, and I appreciate the trust you have in me moving forward. I think we're going to have a great year despite what's going on in the outside world, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of you and the opportunity to work with you for 3 more years. So thank you very much. So at this time, nominations are now in order for the office of Vice President, and I would like to nominate Kelly Olmsted. Are there other nominations for the office of Vice President? Are there other nominations for the office of Vice President? If not, then nominations are closed. Please call the roll.
Evans?
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted?
Present.
Olmsted, present. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Szilagyi?
Aye.
Szilagyi, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you
Congratulations.
very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Thank you. Again, I'm also humbled and it's a good role. It's a good balance for the board. Thank you.
With that, then nominations are now in order for the office of clerk.
I'll nominate Jim.
Thank you. Are there other nominations for the office of clerk? Are there other nominations for the office of clerk? Hearing none, I declare nominations to be closed. Please call the roll.
Garner?
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog?
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted?
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel?
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Szilagyi?
Aye.
Szilagyi, aye. Carlin?
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Evans?
Present.
Evans, present. Motion carried.
Congratulations, Jim.
I'll exercise my signing hand.
You do it so well. All right, we'll move on to the office of treasurer of the board. Nominations are now in order for the office of treasurer of the board.
Nominate Stephanie Carlin.
Are there other nominations for the office of treasurer? Are there other nominations for the office of treasurer? Hearing none, I declare the nominations to be closed. Please call the roll.
Herzog,
Aye.
Herzog, I. Olmsted,
Aye.
Olmsted, I. Peschel,
Aye.
Peschel, I. Salaji,
Aye.
Salaji, I. Carlin,
Present.
Carlin, present. Evans,
Aye.
Evans, I. Garner,
Aye.
Garner, I. Motion carried.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you very much.
Next, nominations are in order for the office of Secretary, Deputy Clerk of the Board. This is a person who is not typically a member of the board.
I nominate Teresa Collins.
Are there other nominations for the office of Secretary / Deputy Clerk of the Board? Are there other nominations for the office of Secretary / Deputy Clerk of the Board? Seeing and hearing none, I declare the nominations to be closed. Please call the roll.
Olmsted,
Aye.
Olmsted, I. Peschel,
Aye.
Peschel, I. Salaji,
Aye.
Salaji, I. Carlin,
Aye.
Carlin, I. Evans,
Aye.
Evans, I. Garner,
Aye.
Garner, I. Herzog,
Aye.
Herzog, I. Motion carried. Thank you.
28 years now?
Congratulations.
Lisa?
Pardon me?
28 years now?
We are on 30. This is my 30th year.
30th year?
Yep.
Hard to
Great.
believe.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome.
That's great. You must have been hired at 16 or something. Probably an intern or something. I'm not
There's a work-study program in high school, probably.
There you go.
sure. That must have been it. That must have been. All right. Having elected our officers, the next agenda item is a consent resolution agenda. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background material on each item or has discussed it at a previous meeting. These will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. If a board member wants to discuss any item, it will be pulled out of the consent agenda and will be voted on separately. Is there anyone who wished to pull one of the two resolutions off of the consent agenda? Seeing and hearing none, the board will consider approval of 1, authorize signatures on checks, and 2, adopt rules, regulations, and policies.
So moved.
Second by Evans.
Please call the roll.
Peschel,
Aye.
Peschel, I. Salaji,
Aye. Sorry.
Salaji, I. Carlin,
Aye.
Carlin, I. Evans,
Aye.
Evans, I. Garner,
Aye.
Garner, I. Herzog,
Aye.
Herzog, I. Olmsted,
Aye.
Olmsted, I. Motion carried.
Thank you very much. Next agenda item is appointing board committees. We have 2 board policies that address appointment of committee members. One is policy 152. I'm sorry, it's policy 0155.1. The board president will accept preferences for appointments to the various board committees. The first name read will be the chair of the committee. The second name read will be in effect, the vice chair. And then the third name read is an exceptional member of the committee. So we'll start with the Policy and Governance Committee. I think we're all familiar with that committee in terms of recommending policies, revising policies, voting on new policies that they're recommending new policies that go on to the board. Who would like to serve on that committee?
I would like to continue to serve on that committee.
Duly noted. Is there, we need 2 more people for that committee. It's
I'll
an
serve on the
exciting,
committee.
I'm sorry.
I'll serve on the committee also.
All right. Do we have one more?
I am willing to be on the policy committee.
All right. Well, perhaps then we'd ask Kelly to continue to chair that, with Bob serving as the vice chair and Liz as an extraordinary member of the committee. How's that? That work?
Sure.
Okay. Then we have facilities and finance.
I'm
Again,
happy to continue that role.
all right.
I would serve on that
else?
committee too.
I'll serve on facility and finance also.
All right, so let's have Allison serve as chair, Jim as vice, and Kelly as an extraordinary member of the committee.
I like that.
Administrator Compensation Committee. This is an important committee, obviously. Well, they're all important. This one probably meets less frequently than some of the others, so. I'm getting some interference here. I don't know if it's my machine or what. Okay. Administrator Compensation Committee.
I'll put in another year on that.
Okay, Jim, would you like to chair that another year?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do another year as well, Barb.
Okay. Would you like to be vice chair, Allison?
Sure.
Okay. And we need a third member for that.
I can do it.
Okay, Bob, great. Then the Education Committee. This is a committee that reviews changes in curriculum, materials, recommendations for adoptions, and so on. Looks at data so that we can see that we're being effective with program implementation and changes. Who is interested in that committee?
I would be happy to be on that committee.
Okay. Anyone else?
I would like to be on that committee.
Okay. Anyone else? How about Steph? Do you want to chair that this time?
I thought Liz did a great job last year.
Okay.
If she wanted to continue, but if she does not want to continue, then I'm happy to do it.
Liz?
I am comfortable continuing to chair that.
All right, Liz.
Now that I learned it was kind of a baptism by fire, so
All right,
just let me do that my first year.
perfect. So we'll have Liz and Stephanie, and we need one more.
I'll go back on that one.
Thanks, Jim. All right, then we have the Energy Management Committee, a committee where they have looked at data and we have saved money on energy efficiency, so that's a good one to be on. We need 2 people for that.
I would like to be on that one, please.
Okay, anyone else?
I'll be on it again. I just didn't know if Jim wanted to continue with that.
I've been on it since my first year.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
A little
I'll
variety.
continue. I did last year and I liked it. I'll do it
Yeah.
with Steph.
that's the
Okay,
the one.
Steph, do you want to chair that one?
Sure, why not? If
Okay.
if anybody else doesn't have interest in it,
Okay,
okay.
so just the
Usually
2
we
of you,
get
you and
food at
Kelly,
that one.
so.
Hmm.
Okay. Legislative Committee reviews up and coming legislation, interactions with our lawmakers and particularly those in Madison. That was a new committee formed this past year, and we're looking for 3 people to serve on that committee. Dr. Cartwright.
Just a request if all possible. I know typically our legislative committee meets on Tuesday mornings. Since we have been going into a virtual environment, CESA 6 schedules a Tuesday morning conference every Tuesday. And it's in conflict with the time that we have set right now for the Tuesday mornings for the legislative committee. And I just wanted to make sure people were aware of that. And I'm formally requesting that we consider possibly a different day so that that would not be a conflict. That or a different time. The CISA call is typically from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay.
I would love to be on this committee again.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, since we've only met for about a half a year, I'd like to kind of get a full year in, so.
Well, Jim, maybe you'd like to chair that for the next year. Stephanie could be your co-chair. And then we need one more person.
I'll do it.
Thanks, Bob. Okay, and now we move on to some committee assignments where we typically only have 1 or 2 people. Human growth and development. By state law, we must review our human growth and development curriculum annually. This usually means at least 1 meeting in the spring. This is not a committee that meets on a monthly or quarterly basis. Typically, they only have met once, maybe twice a year. They review any curriculum changes or updates and any results of the human growth and development curriculum, which is typically aimed at grades 4 and 5, as well as a middle school and high school component.
I've been on it for 5 years. I've been on it since the beginning. I'm happy to take it unless somebody else wants it. It is really easy one, but
Well, I'd be happy to do it if Kelly wants a break. If
sure.
Okay.
do you want to
really
keep going?
It's really interesting. But I've done it for 5 years, so I mean, somebody else can definitely have it. And I only met once each year. We only met 1 time each year, and it was just going through the first year because you have to read through a lot of the curriculum so that you know what they're doing. But I liked it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want to take a year off, I'd be happy to do it.
Great, thanks, Steph.
Okay, Steph, we'll put you down for that one. Okay, CISA 6 representative. I'd like to continue in that role.
Please
TIF
do.
districts. I learned by law that role typically goes to the board president and or someone with a finance background. We've typically had our president and vice president in that role. So Kelly, if you're okay with that, I'd put you down as the WASB Delegate Assembly. That is scheduled for January 2021. I believe the dates this year are roughly the 20th to the 22nd of January, hoping we can have a face-to-face convention. So Jim, are you interested in that, or you want to pass the torch?
I can do it at least 1 more year.
Okay. All right. City Planning Commission. Again, that usually falls to the board president and vice president as an alternate. Are we okay with that? Last time we had a second alternate in Stephanie. Are we good with that?
Sure.
Okay. And then board president, serving on the museum board, that's a meeting a month. That's actually in city ordinance. Fox Valley Tech College Board of Directors. This is the only year I did not attend that on behalf of the board because I had attended that in the past on Allison's request when she couldn't make one of those meetings. I did not attend this year because we had a board meeting of our own that night, so we were not represented. Community Sounding Board, again, that's usually the board president and Oshkosh for Education. Moving on, then we have the negotiating teams or the meet and greet groups with the various employee groups. IATSE is a very small group, a very important group, but a very small group, though it's the International Association of Theatrical Stage Hands, I believe. Is there someone who's got an interest in the arts and in that area in particular?
I don't mind doing it.
Okay, Bob. Great, thanks. NTEA, that's the Non-Teaching Education Association group. Those are essentially craftsmen, custodians, maintenance, and so on. Anyone interested in that group? They're doing a lot of heavy lifting for us at this time, keeping our buildings clean and safe.
I'm happy to jump onto that one, and either one, I like NTA and OEA either way. So
Okay,
if that helps, I'll go do NTEA this year.
perfect. Anybody else for that one?
I'll do that one too.
Backup, okay, Kelly, sounds good. OEA negotiations would be essentially those people who have the title of teacher or fall under the teacher salary schedule. Those could be the tech coaches, they could include the peer coaches, the ISTs and so on, as well as classroom teachers, who we all know are doing a lot of work, preparing lessons on a daily basis, communicating with their students, encouraging, nurturing their students during this time, getting them involved in Zoom chats, Zoom classrooms, and so on. So all of these groups are important, and I just can't say enough for what all of these groups are currently doing on behalf of the district and behalf of our students.
I'll do
Anyone interested
OEA.
in OEA? I'm sorry, Jim?
So I can do OEA.
Okay, Jim, we need an alternate there.
I
can
can
do
be
it.
an alternate.
I'm sorry.
I think Bob and I both. Bob, did you say you'd be an alternate?
I would, but if you, I'm willing to yield to you. That's fine.
All right. I
Want that one, Liz?
sure.
All right. Nice to have a couple new faces in that group. So we'll move on then to OPEA. Those would be the Oshkosh Paraprofessional Education Association. All the paras, the ESOL program translators and so on. We need 2 people for that.
I'd be willing to do that one.
Okay, Bob. And we need 1 more.
I'd be
Oh,
willing to do that.
Okay, Steph, sounds good. Well, great. This will be a good opportunity to put some new faces in front of these meet and greet groups, which I think is healthy for all of us. All right, so I think we got all the committees, unless I missed something here. Oh, we have to talk about the legislative committee time of that meeting. We have the education committee meeting the first Thursday. Facilities and finance is typically 3rd Thursday. And the policy and governance is usually the 2nd Monday. So that leaves a lot of opportunities in the calendar to reschedule that. The 3 of you who had volunteered for that, Jim, Steph, Bob, do you have a preference that we could reach consensus on here?
I would like to defer to Jim on that because I have a lot of flexibility. So really what works for you works for me.
Mornings work for me. It may be a while until we're actually meeting, so.
So, how long have the initial meetings been that you guys have had for the last part of the year?
I think the longest has been an hour, the shortest is about 15 minutes.
Okay. So Jim, what time does your business open?
9:30.
9:30. So it'd be safe to say that, like an 8:15 to 9:15, would that work for you?
8:15, 8:30 worked out.
Vicky says no, on a different day.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a day that works better for you?
No, anything in the morning.
So Vicky, you just want us to stay away from that Tuesday.
I'm just respectfully requesting that on Tuesday during that time period, which the CSAS meetings, my only time I'm asking for is not to have those meetings.
Don't you also have administrator meetings on Tuesdays?
Typically, at this point in time, I've asked the staff to readjust those starting in May to be in the afternoons because of that CISA meeting that's happening. In addition to that, a lot of times, because what happens is at 9 o'clock we have the CISA meeting, and then subsequent to that, there's usually another meeting that happens right after that. So I'm
Okay.
trying to get us a little bit more towards the afternoon, at least until we get out of this environment.
So Tuesday mornings are not a problem other than the fourth Tuesday then? Or was it second or fourth? I forget.
Your
On the fourth Tuesday of the week.
Okay,
Education meets the first week or first Thursday. Policy meets the second. Facilities meets the third. So I think if legislation keeps the fourth week, can we do Thursday? The fourth Thursday in a month?
first Thursday.
That would be fine for me.
Okay,
I can do that.
okay. Looks like we have a plan. Very good. Then moving, so did I miss anything on the committees or did we hit all of them?
Okay.
Got them all. If I missed something.
I'm looking at an updated list of all the upcoming committee meetings, and it sounds as though you hit all of the primary committee meetings.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right, then moving on, do we have any future agenda items? Requests for future agenda items? Just remind the board and the public that we do have a regularly scheduled board meeting on Wednesday of this week, the 29th. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Agenda is posted on the district's website for anyone who would like to review that in advance. Are there any requests for future agenda items at this time? Well, seeing and hearing none, then we'll move on to the last agenda item, which is adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Szilagyi.
Aye.
Szilagyi, aye. Carlin.
Aye.
Carlin, aye. Evans.
Aye.
Evans, aye. Garner.
Aye.
Garner, aye. Herzog.
Aye.
Herzog, aye. Olmsted.
Aye.
Olmsted, aye. Peschel.
Aye.
Peschel, aye. Motion carried.
Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming. I declare this meeting over. See you all on Wednesday.
Bye. Bye.
Yay.